Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. And today we're going to take a look at the lowest minted or rarest in the State Quarter series. And of course, you know there were 50 states in the State Quarter series, and then there were, of course, protectorates and commonwealths. But we're just going to look at the 50 states, the lowest mintages, and we're going to start here with the front of these coins. The front of these coins will all be the same, except in one way. It'll say United States of America. It'll have George Washington facing to the left, Liberty under his chin, and God We Trust behind him, $quarter here, and a mint mark here. And of course, these quarters from 2009 on will all have a mint mark. They'll either have a P or D or an S. They will not, even the Philadelphia ones will have a mint mark. They'll have a P. Now, the other thing that they'll all have is down here, and that is the JF and the WC. John Flanagan and William Cousins. And William Cousins did kind of the upgraded version of this coin that John Flanagan originally did in 1932. They're all going to be a copper nickel clad copper. They're going to weigh 5.67 grams. Now, there are some of these coins that weigh 6.2 grams, but they are the silver ones, a 90% silver, so you won't see the copper on the outside. And here's the 10th of them. Number 10, Wisconsin. Became a state in 1848, has a cow, corn, cheese. It says forward. 2004, E pluribus unum here. And the Wisconsin State Quarter, they only made 226.1 million of them. So they made quite a few, but only 226.1 million. When they made these, and some, it's funny because some numbers say 226.4, but essentially this coin here, 226.4, 226.1, it's worth about $2 to $5 in MS65 condition. So even though they didn't make many, it's still not worth much. The next one, of course, is Michigan. And you'll notice that this is another 2004. It turns out that 7 of the 10 coins are from 2003 or 2004 of the lowest mintages. I'm guessing that's more to do with how many quarters there were out there than what anybody thought of the states. Michigan, 1837, a Great Lakes state. 2004, E pluribus unum. Now, the Michigan coin from 2004, they made 225.8 million of the Denver Mint coins, and that's a beautiful coin, isn't it? This is actually a uncirculated coin, but you can see even uncirculated coins get kind of scratches, and this comes from the plastic. Because it's uncirculated, they didn't make that many uncirculated sets in 2004. They only made about 842,000, but this still counts as a D in the uncirculated version, so maybe it's, and this isn't even an MS65 if you start looking at it with the scratches and stuff. But, so this is a D in an uncirculated set. Next up is Illinois, and that's a 2003 one. In 2003, Illinois, at the Philadelphia Mint, they only made 225.8 million. Now, one of the things that's really interesting about these coins is they sometimes make quite different amounts at each of the mints. So at Philadelphia, it says Land of Lincoln, Illinois 1818. It's young Lincoln with a book. We see the skyscrapers of Chicago. We see the farm country, 21st state in this is taking us into the 21st century. The Illinois, this particular one is a 2003 P. And in 2003 at the Philadelphia Mint, they made 225.8 million, and they made 237 at the Denver Mint, 237 million. So about $500 million altogether, which is another reason they're not too rare. Next up is Alabama. So Alabama was essentially a tie for 6. So 10 was Wisconsin. Tie for 8 and 9 was Illinois, Michigan. Alabama was tied for 6. And this is Helen Keller, Alabama, 1819, 2003. For the Philadelphia Mint for Alabama in 2003, they made $225 million. At the Denver Mint, they made $232 million, so it's not, the Denver Mint's not in the top 10. Next up is Missouri. Missouri, again, a 2003. It's a core of Discovery, Lewis and Clark going west. This dent right here is directly from the edge of a quarter. A quarter hit it just like this, and you can see the rim marks of the quarter right here. And this is how they come from the mint frequently. So sometimes you can get one of these that's close to MS65, even though it has this. And of course, that's the arch in St. Louis on there. Missouri, 1821. This particular coin, 225 million even, again. Next up is Oklahoma. And now we're down into the top 5. And it turns out 2 of the top 5 coins were from Oklahoma. And they were from 2008. So if it's 2 of the top 5, we know both the P and a D. This is a beautiful coin. Look at the bird and the prairie kind of wildflowers there. Oklahoma, 1907. If we flip it over, we see this is the Philadelphia Mint version of the Oklahoma 2008 coin. And the 2008 coin in Oklahoma, they made 222 million of the P's, which sounds not very many, but wait till you hear how many they made of the D's. All right, then next up comes Maine. Now, Maine is a small state, but it doesn't seem to matter what size the states are. Oklahoma is much bigger and has 2 of the top, 2 lowest 5-minute. Maine, 1820. This is another 2003. So when we go back to 2003, we see that in Maine they made 217.4 million. 217.4 million. That means that and at the Philadelphia Mint and 213.4 at the Denver Mint. Now, that's beautiful. It's a lighthouse. It's a sailboat. Maine, 1820 actually came in with Missouri in the Missouri Compromise. The next up is Ohio. Now we're down to the top 3 lowest minted. Ohio, 1803, birthplace of aviation pioneers. He says 2002. It's interesting. This is the earliest year we have a lowest mintage one. In 1999, 2000, and 2001, they all made many, many more coins. We're talking here in the 200,000s. They actually made as many as 600,000 or 700,000 at some of the mints. The Massachusetts coin, they made 6 or 700 million. The Massachusetts coin, they made 629.8 million. New Hampshire coin, 673 million. South Carolina, 742 million. Maryland, 648. So what happened was Virginia, 943 million of one of them, and 640. So Virginia made 1.5 billion in 2000. And so I think that's one of the reasons that we have the lowest mintages here. So this is the Ohio again. It's the Ohio Philadelphia Mint, and they only made 217.2. Next up is Iowa, 213.8. This is a Grant Wood painting. Iowa, 1846 Foundation Education, a Grant Wood painting, who was Iowa native. He was an artist. And then finally, it's the other Oklahoma, and the lowest mintage ever for a United States State Quarter Series coin was the Oklahoma Philadelphia Mint coin of 2008. They only made 194.6 million at the Philadelphia Mint. All right, well, let's take a look at go through all of them again. Just kind of visually, some really, really nice coins. And that's all we have for the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you might have in the comment section.